Hey everybody, welcome to Zap It Up, our favorite day of the week, Sunday. How's everybody doing? What's happening? It's been kind of a whirlwind of a week or maybe even two, just what I'm picking up energetically. Hi Estha, so happy to see you. How's it going there? Tell me how you're doing, what you're feeling. I feel like I had to be reminded actually that we're in the middle of eclipse season. We've got this solar eclipse today, and then we have the full moon eclipse in another couple weeks. So it's definitely, I don't know, I just feel a lot stirring up. Pamela, I know, hi, so happy to see you. S is feeling amazing, good. We just finished our Stash the Cash boot camp. And that was really quite the experience, I will say. And we are going to start our Amor Galore Radical Love Boot Camp on July 15th. Sign up is available now at jyllhoyrup.com/love. All the love. So, yeah, I'm a little bit speechless at how everybody in the boot camp had really shifted and whatnot. So very, very powerful. So what we're talking about when I'm talking about shifting right now is we're talking about like shifting your vibration, shifting your frequency, shifting from your old beliefs into your new beliefs. We don't even know what some of our beliefs are sometimes because we're on autopilot, we're on automatic. And so we don't even necessarily recognize really the layers of what's going on underneath. Like in this case, we were working on abundance. So really powerful stuff. So hi, Lena. Hi, Katie. I know Estha's ready for the love one. I'm ready too. And you know what? At first, this is a little interesting story for you guys. At first, I was kind of worried, like when I was going to launch first thing, and then just timing wise, I don't know where the last couple of weeks have gone. I was going to launch. I was like, shoot, it's Mercury retrograde now. I can't launch in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. And my colleague, psychic friend was like, that's the perfect time to launch because you can stir all this stuff up and really get it out. And I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be good. So we're actually launching July 15th to do the Amor Galore Radical Love Boot Camp. And it is going to run for 6 weeks. I know it's a bit of a commitment, you guys, but the thing is, and this is what I found with the Abundance Bootcamp is as we start unraveling and shifting, we have to have that integration time. We have to, there's a whole flow to the program. So I don't know, Estha, tell me, do you feel like it kind of flaked out at the end? Like, I mean, we were still doing things, but I feel like it just flowed at the end instead of like all the beginning work. We do all the work in the beginning, like in the first probably 3 weeks, and then you're like really instilling this stuff at the end. So, so let me finish before I say hi, because you guys are distracting me with your hellos. What's going to be interesting about this is we've got Venus retrograde right now. So it's launched and we're launching in this energy, right? So there's the support of Venus retrograde, which is all about, love and self-love and relationship. And then we've got, I'm not even going to quote them, but Mercury retrograde, which don't be surprised if you hear from some people from your past, potentially doing little flybys. How are you? So that'll be happening. And then I don't know what the actual end date of Mercury retrograde is. I think July 12th or something. So then we start. So we'll actually still be able to use these energies. So I just am so excited about what's going to happen. Hey, Katie, good to see you. And Regina made it. Yahoo! Haven't seen you for so long, Regina. How are you? What's happening? Pamela says right now, my daughter is at an inpatient mental hospital. I'm not coping well. And I'm having a hard time with negativity. Yes. Hi, Madeline. Good evening. Good morning. I know it is the first time you've been online for a long time. Remind me what time it is there, Madeline. and where you are. Hi, Callie. So yes, I just want to let you know the Amor Galore Bootcamp is open at thejyllhoyrup.com/love link. So want to welcome you all to join in on that. Oops. And we'll see what happens. So what we discovered in the Abundance Bootcamp is, a real shift in vibration. We actually kind of similar to, how the Zap It Ups have been changing a little bit. That's what happened in the Abundance Bootcamp. We actually were tapping into parallel lives and our future selves, our future successful selves. And we were pulling that energy back in and aligning it with who we are now. And not just the energy of it, but the information that you have way down the road as you've gone through your experiences, incorporated new habits or beliefs or ways of doing things. And we pulled that all back in. There's no reason you have to wait till you get to the future to deal with that. So a little bit different, but it was fun. Hi, Mona. Okay. Yes, that's right. You're in France. Estha, you should have talked to Madeline and talk about France. Estha spent some time from Zap It Up. We kept getting yes that she was going to France on an exchange student or, a student trip and loves France. Okay, good, Regina. I'm glad that you're just busy. I know you're always busy running around. So today I'm really excited for what's going to happen. They haven't told me yet, but when I realized it was both a new moon and a solar eclipse and the solstice, I was like, holy cow, we're going to be in for a surprise. So I'm really excited to see what happens today. Yes, so energetically wise, it's interesting because now, for me, I'm feeling, so eclipses are a great time to clean house, not literally, but yeah, literally too. So if you're doing any decluttering or rearranging or throwing stuff out, purging, it's a great time for that. And it's also the time to really start deciding, do we really want to keep doing things the way we've been doing them? So there's this whole energetic support level behind the scenes of I'm always saying possibilities. I feel like I'm a broken record. Do I sound like a broken record? But I just feel like we're just in the throes of everything. Doors are opening. Possibilities they're just like this. I feel like it's like this, just waiting for us. What are you waiting for? Let's get going. For example, one of my clients was like, oh, my husband wants to do this or this or this. And I'm like, I'm getting a yes to all of that. Get it going. It almost didn't even matter what it was. So keep that in mind. Hi, Jaylee. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm in the US, so I have one of those US accents. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you here. Yeah. So anyway, the other thing about eclipses, just to be aware, is it's also a really great time for the universe. Well, really full moons and new moons too, but eclipses, if you've been kind of holding off on something that maybe isn't right in your world or isn't a match for you anymore, the universe, and I'm going to delete what I just said. Really, what can happen is at any time when the universe is like, you're done, the universe will blow things up for you, literally, in your life. So usually that's relationships, right? So just be aware that could be happening. And what I've found when it's happened to me many times is that it's always a blessing in disguise. And I can look back later and be like, wow, that was really, I really didn't resonate with that person. And yeah, I was just kind of feeling off here. I was feeling off here. I was feeling off there. And then, when a blow up happens, it's usually when you don't want it to, right? And you all know that I've let go of two very close friends over the past few months. And that actually felt very empowering to make that mental decision and emotional decision. I spent time with the decision. I reviewed the relationship, things that we're going to go over in the love boot camp. And I recognized that on some level it really wasn't resonating anymore. So there's a different, gosh, I feel like my words aren't connecting today, but a different, you go about it a different way when you are like cognizantly and like mentally doing it for yourself, if that makes sense. So let me know if any of that resonates. So today we're going to take your intentions and ignite them, expand them, and magnify them. And we're going to pull in, I know I have this gemstones up here, but I don't feel like I'm using any today. I feel like we're just using straight energy from the solstice and from the eclipse. So how does that feel to everybody? Does everybody have their intention ready? Where's everybody at? Emily, hi girl. Been wondering how you've been. So good to see you. So let me take a little commercial break. Let's all hydrate. If you have your water handy, this is your cue, right? Hopefully I have my quiet lid today, so Pamela is ready. All right, so let's just tune in a little bit here and a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So I am feeling a lot, like just sink into that, you guys, as you breathe and just let your thoughts go. If you consciously are aware of, I'm seeing a lot of this, like I'm really seeing a lot of busy brains. So just breathe that out. Just your intention is you're releasing that. Thoughts are really important if we're problem solving and whatnot, but really the best thing I ever learned was reading Abraham Hicks and feel it, don't think it. So I had to literally practice not thinking because I was a big overthinker, a big deep thinker, a big question asker, analyzer, everything. I have a lot of air in my chart, astrology chart. So now it all makes sense. Back then I never knew why I was like that. So start focusing really a little bit more on, feeling it, feeling what you're feeling instead of thinking all the time. And there's a little side note benefit of that is you're going to be tapping into your intuition more when you're feeling, not thinking. So let me know if that makes sense. Yay, Estha's ready. I know, good to see you, Emily. Ready. Katie's intention is to research grad schools. Ooh, I like that idea. Hi, Linda. Mona's intention is to end self-sabotage. Awesome. Okay. So if you're one of the, Lena's doing financial abundance. If you're one of the thinkers, some of you are in that spinning mode. So just breathe a couple more deep breaths and you're just going to breathe that out. So as you breathe out, you're just imagining those thoughts going out, or you can do a quick one of these around your head and grab the thoughts and put them off to the side to come back later. You're not coming back later, but your thoughts don't know that. That's a great one, doing this around your neck and your head. Works for headaches too. And you collect them all up. It works great if you're trying to fall asleep and you can't. So you're putting them over here. You'll get to them later, but you really won't. Okay, Regina's working on clearing the physical clutter out of my life. Perfect time for that. Hi, Annetta. Letting go of guilt for Annetta. Perfect. So, alrighty. Couple more deep breaths. I don't know how we're going to do this yet. I'm really excited to see it. Okay. A little side note, because it is the new moon, we can always write down, I need to do mine, write down our wishes for the new moon up to 10, handwrite them. And it's a Cancer new moon. So that totally explains why. And plus for the new moons, usually I'm kind of tired and I just maybe want to relax a little bit. Then you add a Cancer water moon. So it's introspective, journaling, self-care, might take a bubble bath later or something. So new moon wishes in the areas of home and family, security, intimacy. So those are some of the new moon, and really anything, but Okay, Linda's attention is to use the next 2 months finishing what I've started. This is actually a perfect time for that. I get a huge yes to that. Um, and I always thought it was weird. I think it was Mark Dodich, astrologer, who was saying that Mercury retrograde is actually a really good time to finish projects. And I was like, actually, that makes sense because like you're revisiting something and you're renewing something. And so I think I launched the academy during Mercury retrograde, and I was like, what am I doing? But my friend who's into astrology was like, no, it's actually good because you've already been talking about it for so long and working on it and doing it that it's not like, oh, I'm just starting it now and going to launch it. So I thought that was really interesting. I like Mercury. I mean, I like watching Mercury. I don't necessarily like experiencing it. Okay, so let's tap in here. And if you didn't share your intention and or you're on the replay, you can always do a hashtag replay and put something in the comments if you're over on YouTube and later. And we're still tapping into the energy. We still know you're going to watch this down the road. The energy is all here for you. So it's like you're here with us. You're just, timeline a little differently in the physical world, but energetically you're right here. So, and if you didn't share, that's okay. So let's see how we're going to do this. Just keep breathing. And let's see. So I'm getting a visual of puzzle pieces, and I was like, is this for me? So it's for us, because I asked if it was for me because I've been working on puzzles with my dad. Like every day we do, puzzles. So I was like, am I getting distracted because of the puzzle? No. Okay. So the message here for us is, what is our message? So it's a two-parter. One is, there's something to be said for, like, I remember a post I did a few years ago where it was like, I felt like my whole life was thrown up in the air and all the pieces of the puzzle fell down and I was able to put it together in a different and new way. So there's a message here for us or someone about, like, for example, in this puzzle we're doing, it's kind of a hard one. And so we found some pieces that like didn't fit where we thought they did, even though it looked like they did. So we took them out and then the rest fell into place. So the message is to maybe unravel and let some of these pieces go, or just let them out to breathe and out to, have a different perspective, and see what else can fit in its place. So going back to the box thing, like all of us are in this box, we can tend to live in this box of this is how it's supposed to be. And based on our past experience, based on our perception, based on our beliefs, based on, what's happened in our life. So it's actually exactly what we did in the Abundance Bootcamp to kind of blow all that up, was like, what isn't working? So just let down those box walls. Let down those walls. There is no box, and just feel into it and play with it a little bit to see what could be possible. Hi, Gay. No problem. We're just getting started. Mona's wishing success for her webinar. Pamela's having a healthy relationship with my daughter. Yep. And how to care for myself through this difficult time. Yes, breathing will be good. And are you still doing cards and stuff? I would say maybe check in with your cards and kind of give yourself a little reading every day. And I am hearing for you too, Pamela, a big like letting it go, letting it be. There is a portion of your daughter that she has to do her part in some ways. So there's only so much you can do or be responsible for, if that makes sense. See how that feels. Okay. So for some reason we needed that puzzle piece visual. All right. So a couple more deep breaths and hydrate if you need. Let's see. So if you're just joining us, we are pulling in new moon energy, solstice energy, but it's not just, any old new moon, it's a solar eclipse. So we've kind of got those three things going on right now. Katie said that's me right now. Everything in the air, job is in the air, where to go next, plus my own business. Now college might be an option. Yes. And the thing too is just tapping in real quick for you. And I know we've talked on and off for a long time about all these choices for you. It's like I still get I get a yes to all of those for you. So I really feel like there's something to be said for the energy right now of being open to whatever it is and all the different possibilities. But also I'm hearing at some point we have to decide something. So at some point there should be enough, tuning in or feeling into it. And the good news is I'm also hearing if you decided something and then you were like, sometimes once you decide, you're like, no, never mind. And one of my friends told me long ago when I was trying to decide if I wanted to move back to Utah or not after my first divorce in 1996. She's like, well, just decide. Just tomorrow, make the decision and just see how you feel. And that actually was really, really good exercise. So you could also do that. Make the decision and see how you feel for 2 or 3 days. And then make the other decision and see how you feel for 2 or 3 days. So one of them should be jazzing you up more than the other, potentially. Okay. Linda says, thank you for the puzzle pieces. That was for me at least. Yeah. Okay, good. Because I was like, that was the intuition. I'm like, why am I thinking about the puzzle? I wasn't. Okay. So I'm just going to tune in here for a minute and we're going to see. I don't know if they're going to do this separately. They're doing it all together. Okay. I thought we might pull in certain energies of something. And if you missed it last week, we had a beautiful amethyst bath. It was awesome. Was it last week? I forget. The weeks roll together, but our little amethyst pool of energy was so amazing. Who's played in their pool of energy? Oh, and I'll do a quick check-in. Who's doing their word? Who's doing their power word? And how is that going for you? I forgot to check. So let me know. All right. And if you have forgotten like I did, then go ahead and you can always start right, now. So, all right. So we've got solstice, new moon, solar eclipse. Actually, they are separating out solar eclipse and new moon. So we've got 3 things going on. Okay. So not that we're having any kind of summer here yet. Like I'm really struggling lately. Own it, Paige is here. Yeah, really struggling with the Seattle weather lately. But solstice and summer is the newness, right? I mean, I know spring is kind of new beginnings, but summer, I feel like too, is again the new decision, new beginnings. But again, I'm hearing, start making the decision, start taking that action. So Katie's using brave as her word and it's going great. Yes, good. Okay. I feel that it's going good for you too. All right. What do we want to bring in for the solstice, the new moon, and the solar eclipse? So I am hearing take action again. So we are, halfway through the eclipses now. So what may have been blown up in the first couple weeks, now I feel like the unraveling and the propelling forward and maybe decisions or action taking is happening. It's interesting because halfway through Mercury retrograde is when you start taking the action. In the first half, you're muddled up and revisiting everything, and then you can unravel and take action. So it's interesting. We get a couple different chances for this along with the other retrogrades we're having. Gaze word is flow. Yes. Pamela, you're in Seattle. Weather's like February. I know, I'm in Seattle now too. You haven't been on. You don't know. I left Mexico because of world events. It has been that long since you've been on, I think. Wow. Definitely a welcome back to you then, Pamela. I didn't realize you were in Seattle. Maybe we can meet up. That would be fun. When it's safe. I'm not doing anything yet with anybody. Not doing anything yet. Okay. So Paige says Fresno is very warm. I bet it is. Okay. So enough talking. Let me really get serious now. A couple deep breaths. So oddly, or maybe not oddly, I am sensing a lot of brain support for this one. So I am seeing our brains, I'm seeing our heads, I'm seeing everything that goes on up there, and I'm hearing like, give it a break. Let's give it a break. Let's give it a rest. And I'm seeing a lot of it, like, you know, just maybe it's stress. Um, um, People kind of scrunched up, like sort of in protection mode, but it's more like an overwhelm is what I'm feeling, and a frustration. So let's do a little unraveling on these thoughts first, energetically, just kind of a little bit of a clearing and release. A couple deep breaths. So if you are not resonating at all, that is totally fine. This is for those of you who are resonating and feeling like you are maybe a little bit stuck in your head. But I'm also getting a message for those of you who feel like you aren't stuck. There are some of you that really are stuck. So the way that you navigate your thoughts, maybe just take a breath and notice. Slow yourself down every once in a while and kind of notice what you're thinking. Some of you are so on autopilot that you're missing it, if that makes sense. So, hi, Deb. Beautiful in Wisconsin. Cheese. I love cheese. Pamela, you figured out I was in Seattle. Ooh, Linda's word is forward. I like that one. That feels good for you. Okie doke. So the unraveling has begun. Let's see. All right, we're done with the unraveling. So they are doing the energies separate, but like boom, boom, boom. So we're not waiting, and we're going to start and pull in the energy now. So we're pulling in solstice energy first, and I'll let you know how I see it or feel it when it happens. And you can let me know how you see it and feel it, because that's just perfect for all of us. I'm seeing the puzzle pieces again. There's green ones like flowers, there's sun ones, there's a sunflower, there's the actual sun and sky. So there's like this whole summer scene. The pieces are already there together. It's not like they're dropping in, but again, it's that reference to the pieces and that ability we have. There we go. So I don't know how to describe what just happened for me, but there was all the pieces, and then it was like just a huge shift and just a complete relax, completely relaxed. So I almost feel like it was, that uplift, but focus was the activation. And then as we relax into it and allow it and integrate it, interesting. So now we're doing new moon. We've done a lot of new moon, so we'll see what this one does for us. Is anybody getting the feeling that these are just really, I don't know, they just seem really subtle today to me, the energy. I don't want to be bowled over by any big energy though either, so let me know how you feel. Regina's word is flow. Pamela's word is balance. Regina's got goosebumps, feeling goosebumps, arms and shoulders. Okay, good. So something right is happening if you're getting goosebumps. Okay. Again, I'm getting the sense too, this is very individualized. So I'm not really getting a huge anything on the new moon energy. It's still going. It's still coming in. again, it just feels calming. Oh, it's balancing us. And Pamela, you had the balance word. So there's a real like calibration going on and a balancing. It's very subtle, gentle, calming, grounding, stabilizing are all words I'm hearing. Confidence building. Okay, somebody needs that. Couple deep breaths. Couple more deep breaths. I'm feeling a real lightness in my head now, almost to the point of being dizzy. So again, the clearing out kind of the brain, the cobwebs, maybe the worry, maybe the thinking, wondering. Like my teeth have been kind of not bothering me, but I can always just kind of sense them. It's like I go through periods where I feel them healing. And I know everything's normal. I've talked to the dentist enough times. It's like I want to get the rest of my dental work done because I just feel like my teeth aren't, I worry about them and I shouldn't. Don't really, but I do. So it's like for me, that's what came up with the brain thing. I was like, okay, so I am still trying to figure out like when am I going back to Mexico to get my teeth? Like am I going to ever be able to go back to get my teeth done? So there's this, I've been talking about like no plan is the plan right now and going with the flow. But yet there's still kind of some things you might want to know, right? So a good reminder for me, to get back onto that floaty in the river and really go with the flow of just enjoying the time in the cloudy weather. Yeah. So maybe you guys can investigate your shift for that if you're one of the thinkers, brainy people. Ooh, Annette's got connect. Esther's word is adventure. Yes. Mona's getting the word excited. So Regina, your hands got cold. You said you got the chills. Lena's word is lucky. So and if you're feeling hot or if you're feeling cold, that's energy moving. You're moving energy. So that's good. That will pass. Pamela says my cobwebs are unforgiveness. Like you said, I need to let it go. Yeah. Yes. Okay. We're still in the new moon energy. It's still doing gentle brain stuff and body stuff, but I'm sensing it more in the brain area. I'm not feeling dizzy now. I'm feeling more congruent and aligned and like it's released whatever and kind of packed the rest nicely. Not packed, but like I feel like I'm like it's succinct and I'm like in my brain again, like not in my brain, but in my new brain, in my freshly released brain. So if you are struggling with I know I do this and I don't mean crazy, okay? So if you are struggling with the spiral, like I talk about spiral thinking, then just take a moment and just stop it and tune into what you were just thinking about. See if you can follow that train of thought backwards and like what is the message? What is it that you're saying to yourself? Because again, a lot of us are on autopilot. We're on, we've got that tape recorder on play and repeat, and it just keeps going. Yes, I'm dating myself with talking about tape recorders, but there's there's an awareness that needs to happen with you getting aware of what it is you're thinking. So the best way I know how is to catch yourself and stop thinking, and then tune in and say, what did that sound like? What was I saying? What is the message? And then just reframing it to something positive and noticing. So you're going to go through the day, like say 5 times, and notice it. And you're interrupting your thoughts for one, and you're really getting conscious of what it is you're thinking about. So then the next stage is you're catching yourself. You're catching yourself, and you're able to shift out of it and tell yourself, I don't believe that anymore. I don't want to believe that anymore. What is the new belief? What is the reframe? What is the shift? So a few of you need to practice that really diligently. And people on the replay too, I might be talking to you. I'm talking to you. So, and you guys, that is exactly how really I started practicing intuition more, because I was trying to figure out, is that my thought or is that intuition? And that is what I did. That's what I had to do, along with using the Abraham Hicks, like tune into my feeling, not my thinking. So I literally had to turn my brain off. And so if you think I think a lot now, if you know me well, this is nothing compared to what it used to be. So now for me, it's more of a, how would I describe this? Like I connect the dots with everything, and I use my brain with my intuition. Interestingly enough, my brain isn't my intuition, but I use it all together to do what I do. So for me, it all works together. Yay. So for some of you, as you shift out, who knows what will, like, I just feel things will be unfolding as you shift out of your box of repeated thinking. Okay. So just be open to what that could be, open to it being different, open to discovering whatever is there. You don't have to do anything with it if you don't want to. You never have to do anything with it. But the point is just to investigate it and notice it, and then make little baby steps of shifting. Okay. Hi, Seema. Good morning. Good to see you. All right. So we're still doing new moon energy, even after all of that commercial break. Oh, let's have one. So I'm going to tune into the energy here and see what it's going to do next. If you want to drop in and let me know how you're feeling the new moon energy. Again, I'm feeling the calmness. I feel like it's now working its way down. It did throat chakra already. It's at heart chakra now. And it's just, I feel like, again, like here's a word I used lately in a session. It's anointing us. I feel like this energy is anointing us, like blessing us, and giving us exactly what we need. Very, very gentle today, you guys. Are you noticing the difference with, how some other times it feels really big and powerful, and I'm not saying it's not powerful, but it feels just really gentle, and I'm hearing that's what we need right now. So of course they're nudging me and laughing at me like, well, duh, I know it's what we need right now. All right. So it's in the solar plexus now, third chakra, working its way down, top of our stomach. Just keep breathing into that. You may feel it in your different chakras. It may be in a different one for you now already. You may be behind, doing a different chakra, or ahead of us doing a different chakra. Perfectly fine. You may not be doing any chakras for you, which is fine too. I'm seeing yellow come in now, which makes sense for the lower chakras, kind of almost like with some orange in it. So also for the sun, I'm hearing. Also, I'm hearing brightening things up. So if we feel like we need something to be brighter. Now I'm back seeing the puzzle pieces with this whole area of this bright yellow. I love how it's all fitting together. I'm seeing another side of the puzzle. It is not the one we're working on, with a bunch of just all the orange and yellow flowers on this lower right side. It's very interesting because the puzzle doesn't have all its pieces, you guys. So it's like and I don't even think I've seen the same puzzle this whole time. So in any case, I must be seeing your guys' puzzles. Okay, puzzles of life. All right, we're in second chakra now. Seeing more beige color. Doesn't have to match the chakra colors, just letting you know what I'm seeing. And again, that really calming, it's almost like the further down we go, the more like I feel like my heart rate is slowing down. I feel like does anybody have any sensations too? Katie's saying the new moon is calming. Regina says it feels soft. Emily says, I feel other energies wanting to unite into a more full abundance, as if there is a shift in all of us finding our way back to each other. I like that. I get a yes to that too. That was a good way to say it. Gay's saying yes, gentle. Linda says, I feel there's a big difference in this energy from others. Like you said, it feels calm. Yeah. And, you know, really, we kind of need the calm right now, I think. So it makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So obviously we're going with it. It's whatever we need right now, but I am liking it. A couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. There we go. So on that exhale, just whether you know it or not, you're just releasing. So just the intention is you're just letting it out, letting it go. Pamela, that will be a good one for you. When you exhale, you're just letting the daughter stuff go. You're letting yourself just relax and you can even pull in that forgiveness energy for yourself anytime. So I'm feeling propelled to say, you know, forgiveness is for us so that we don't stay in that, in the upset energy or in that, you know, I was wronged or whatever. So breathe that out if you're in that mode of needing to forgive. So too, I'm hearing like you don't have to not be mad anymore to forgive. Like, right? It doesn't mean you're okay with what happened or that you're in agreement or anything like that. It's just to me, I see it as a different layer of the process, right? A different releasing. So maybe start looking at it a little bit differently. It doesn't mean you're right, they're wrong, or they're wrong, you're right, whatever, right? And you're wrong. It doesn't mean anything about anything. It's just the way you hold on to the energy of it. Of course, I'm always going to come from the energetic standpoint. So there we go. Nice. Okay. Now I'm seeing some yellowish red flowers, and we are, no surprise, in the root chakra now. Of the puzzle pieces, by the way, that color was from the puzzle pieces. So, and you may want to, when you breathe in, you may want to take that breath all the way to your chakra. So we're at the root chakra now. You might be at a different one. So you can breathe in and just feel that air going all the way in and down to your root chakra. And as you breathe out, you can be breathing out what needs to be released from that chakra, if anything. We're not really doing a chakra thing, but I was drawn to say that. So when you breathe, you can do that with anything. You can do that with anything when you're breathing, okay? You can take that breath to your hurting, like I've had my right hip has been bugging me the last few days. I'm picking up someone else's stuff, so I had to do a big healing on it. So I got to be breathing in to my right hip, and then when I breathe out, I'm releasing whatever's in my right hip. Okay. All right. So new moon energy is complete. How are we feeling? I'm going to take a little hydration break. Because now we're going to be pulling in the woo. No wonder I needed water. Now we're going to be pulling in the solar eclipse energy. Alicia's hands are freezing. Good. So things are shifting if you're cold or if you're hot. I guess it seems like today we got the cold. So I'm also getting, Alicia, for you, are you a healer? Because I feel like there's some activation too going on for you with your hands. Linda's had several catch my breath moments, which tells me it is true. It is true, and for me. Oh, good. I like that. That's what the chills will do for me, for you, with you guys. When you guys say something to me, and I'll get the chills, I'm like, it's a confirmation. I like that, Lyndon. You can just use your breath in so many ways. Speaking of catching your breath, Katie's breathing in confidence and out worrying. Gay is sleepy. I kind of am too, Gay. S is feeling really calm. I need some more water. So I'm interested, but in the solar eclipse energy, but at the same time, I'm like, is there really more? Okay, let's do a couple deep breaths in between. Seema's feeling good. Deb's hands are tingling. All right, let's see what we need to do for the solar eclipse. So oddly enough, what I'm hearing is, I don't know why they did it this way. Usually we do a clearing first. So in any case, really? All right, so we're going to, I'm seeing like a rototiller, you guys. If you don't know what that is, how would I even just, it's like a tool you use in the garden that like spins around, digs up dirt, right? So Annetta feels like a magnet for the energy, yeah. Well, there's a lot moving, right? There's a lot moving. Here, let's, do you mean that in a good way or a bad way, Annetta? So let's, for you, I'll just, it seems like you might need a little bit of a clearing. Like I feel like you're taking on too much that you shouldn't be taking on, but you let me know how you feel. Because I just asked if we all needed a clearing and it was you. So do you do a lot of ground? I know you do healing stuff too. Do you do a lot of grounding in your own work? I'm hearing grounding for you, and you might want to beef up the kind of energetic protection you use, if you use any. And if you don't use any, you might want to use some, is what I'm getting. So back to this solar eclipse energy, it's interesting. So it's coming through gently, slowly, but I don't know why they did it this way. It feels so backwards to me, but there must be a method to the madness. I feel it like spiraling in us, and like, I really don't, let me ask, it's bugging me. Like, I don't know why they got us all congruent and calm, and now they're going to stir it up. So it is a release, and so what I'm hearing is, it's going to come at us a different way now that we are calm and congruent and aligned and not thinking. It's like it's coming in through the back door to do its little healing thing. So it is going to be a release. It is, I do see a spinning. So it's it is spinning and stirring up as it goes, but it's really gentle. Like I'm not feeling any. It can feel different as you're clearing, right? Wow, that's a big clearing. Like it just comes in and like bulldozes you over and like removes everything. So this is a real gentle, it's almost like it's, what I'm hearing is like it's calling out like any little hidden particles. Like now is your chance. Like it's so gentle. So I'll really be curious how the next couple weeks go for you before the next eclipse, because this one, it's like it's really stirring up that final a layer of the final stuff you've been working on, perhaps. So it doesn't feel like new stuff. It feels like old stuff. And again, with the gentle, it's really, really gentle. Pamela's like, it chops up the ground and gives it air and fresh soil. Yes, thank you. That's the rototiller. The rototiller. I know, Mike. I'm saying the right word, right? When's the last time I said rototiller? Annetta says, I think a good way, as in it's easily coming to me. Okay, but I do need grounding. I felt this powerful weekend for days now, and it's huge today, but I feel better today than right before. Okay, perfect. So yes, you are tuning into all these, all of the energies of the planetary stuff going on. Okay, good. I'm just seeing if I pick up anything else for you. Yeah. Okay. So you are aware, you're navigating yourself, Annetta. So that's the biggest first step, is starting to notice, right, what's going on. Okay. I forgot, even though I knew it was the solar eclipse, I forgot it was a new moon, if that even could make sense. And so I was like, oh, that's why I kind of want to just, like, I worked early before this, and then I'm going to do this. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything the rest of the day. That's going to feel good. I'm going to rest and journal and relax and whatever, right? Like take a walk or take a bath. Or so I'm like, oh, that makes sense now that I want to just kind of hunker down in my Cancer new moon energy. All right. We're still getting rototilled. Okay. All righty. Couple deep breaths. I'm just checking in to see, asking, spirit, source, guides, everybody, all the team that's with us here, like, is there anything else? Are we missing anything? We're not. So I just wanted to do a little check-in right then. So if you know of something that maybe you've held off on releasing, so don't be scared of releasing. Somebody needs to hear this. Don't be afraid of releasing. Here's why. You can always reconnect in a different way. So that is why there's a beauty to releasing, because, and like cutting cords and forgiving and all of this stuff, is because then it allows a new layer to unfold, a new connection to be had. Okay. So just breathe into that and see if that alleviated any fears that you're having. Because I do sense some of you kind of holding on tight. Like, what does this mean if I let this go? And part of it is there is an uncomfortability to letting things go, to releasing, because we are used to feeling a certain way, even if it is not healthy or in our best and highest good. So if we just are open to releasing it and like letting it unravel, just start with the baby step. Just, I'm going to let this unravel and see how it feels. Just start there with your breathing. So you're just letting it unravel. Pamela, you're just going to forgive and see how it feels. You can always stop forgiving, right? I mean, it seems kind of weird, but you could stop forgiving if you decided to. It's like, oh, nope, I'm not ready yet. So I've done that with my processes. I'm letting this go. I'm over it. I'm done with this. And well, I really wasn't. It was just another layer, another layer to unravel, another onion, peel layer of the onion to release. And then, you start over from a different point is how I see it energetically. As this feeling so energized, who's feeling energized and who's feeling calm? And it says, thanks for checking. I've been having thoughts about teeth recently as well. Funny though, I was surprised you mentioned it. Yeah. Maybe I mentioned my teeth for you then too. So, okay. There, somebody felt better now. I think you're on the replay. I think you feel better about the release. So good. All right. A couple deep breaths. Okay, they say we're done with the solar eclipse energy. Okay. You guys, that was all just pulling the energy in. We haven't even zapped yet. Who still wants to zap? Regina's feeling calmer. Lena's has energy. Deb's calm. Deb is calm. Oh, calm. Okay. Calm, accepting, and at peace for gay. Okay, good. All right. So let's. That was a great zap. I mean, we're not even we're at the zap now, but that was a great pull in of all that energy. So really what I'm kind of hearing is this energy isn't necessarily for the zap itself. This was for us. We just did something for us. So all of that, getting congruent, aligned, the two different releases, the one at the beginning with the brain, the one at the end. So that all feels really good to me. So it feels like it's all the way it's supposed to be. So, which is good because that's my job to make sure we're not left hanging somewhere. Linda says, I keep seeing a pitcher pouring water out on the ground. Then ground cover comes up and I smell roses. Love it. Awesome. Does that mean you're going to go out and do some gardening? Okay. So now we will tap into those intentions that we have. Yeah, we are going to use this energy to catapult it, but really I feel like that energy was more for us, more for getting through the next few weeks. And eclipse energy lasts for up to 6 months, you guys. So you can really use this and the retrograde energy to like revisit things and revamp your life and make new decisions and take new action or take old action. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Couple deep breaths. So okay, this is a super different zap this time. I'm seeing this energy coming up from within us, up, traveling up and out our head, out the top of our head, at which point there's our intention as a little beacon of light. And now there's like a pole of energy coming up and out our head. And now the beacon of light, which is our intention, and it's being shot out into the universe. And it's still connected to us. It's staying connected to us, this energy beam. And we're sending out our little beacon. And now as it gets higher and higher, I'm seeing, I love this. I'm seeing like little other tentacles coming off the line stream of energy. Paige, was it you last time doing a jet stream? I have that word in my head. So it's branching out from our main energy line, and it's got little beacons of the intention. So that's really new and different. Okay, what's everybody feeling, if anything? Are you feeling that? Did you see that? Did you see something different? We've never done it like that before. So, and like for me, I just feel this steadiness and this calmness and this like this alignment. Maybe why it's coming out in a line, right? This alignment and the power in it too. Like I'm seeing the visual now of, remember we would light up the rocket and have the rocket exhaust and the fire into the rocket. So it's like the power and the energy of that fire, but I'm not seeing the fire, but it's in that jet stream of energy. That's really fascinating. I love how they do stuff and pull stuff together. So Jetstream, yay, Paige. I knew. I was like, I think it was Paige. Wasn't it Paige? Okay, good. All right. We are complete, but I just want to see how you feel after the zap. That was really different. And maybe some of you saw something else too, so let me know what you saw. And make sure you hydrate. Regina saw a vortex above my head with all my clutter shooting out of the vortex. Plus, I felt energy shooting on my arms. Awesome. And I just got a hit for you, Regina. Just the shifts, like I can feel the shifts you're creating for yourself, because I know you were doing the big jungle move in the yard. So there's this, well, I'm hearing the word unveiling. That wasn't what I was thinking I was going to say, but obviously I'll just use the words that come to me that are for you. There's an unveiling, like something's happening with you where you're literally unlayering in these steps and stages of this physical purging that you're doing. So there's a real sense of you getting in more in alignment with something that's happening next. So I don't know if you feel that way or if you knew that's what was happening. Paige feels connected to the main power source. Yes. Pamela, Esther's feeling cool. Regina shedding. Yes, you definitely are shedding your skin. And I don't know, are you planning to sell and move or something? I just got a hit on that. Spoiler alert, you might be moving. Oh, you might follow me back down to Mexico. Paige is using rituals daily. Yes. How's that going for you? And what kind are you doing for yourself? Rituals can be so powerful. Yes, yes, yes. Pamela says, I saw all the things that I need to release coming out of my crown chakra in the form of puzzle pieces. Nice. Good. Good release. Esta says, cool energy moving inside my brain. Good. I feel really good in my brain too. I definitely feel a shift in my brain. And I didn't even see, I'm one of those people that I was talking about that I didn't even know that I might have been caught up in my brain a little bit more than normal. So when I was saying that whole spiel, that was for me too. Annetta's feet are so heavy right now, or rather so fused to the ground. I don't know how to explain the feeling. Like you feel like you're in concrete, right? And you can't move. So that's a real sign you need grounding. I'm getting 3 times a day for you to ground, Annetta. So, and by that, I mean pulling the energy from the universe down the top of your head, down your body, out your fingers, out your tailbone, and out the bottom of your feet. We've done it here in these zaps before. And we did it in the boot camp, down into the earth's core, and like breathe for 10 times. You're getting a special energetic prescription right now. Breathe for 10 times, deep breaths. And then on the 10th one, you're breathing and pulling that earth energy back up through the bottom of your feet, up your tailbone, up your fingers, up your arms, right, up the rest of your body, and out the top of your head. And for you, I am hearing also, Annetta, to do a color, whatever color comes into your awareness, to do a color with it, because the color that you get in that moment is going to help you. And if no color comes, that's okay. Lena says it was like a flashlight, the first small light, then it expanded bigger. Yeah, I would say that too for the beacon I saw. Emily feels very energized. Good. So happy to hear it. Paige says it feels so good, clear, and safe, and empowering. Yes. Kelly says her brain feels clear. Deb says I'm always caught up in my brain. Yeah. Yep. So that practice of noticing those repeat thoughts, Deb, that's for you to notice and kind of follow it backwards a little bit to see what it was, what the theme is. Is this what you're always saying to yourself? Is it true? Is it not true? And make adjustments. And you're like, yes, ma'am. You got homework. Okay. Callie says, I wonder how often I should do a grounding. I'm just getting once for you, once a day. Deb says, lots in my past I'm trying to let go of. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Annetta says, you can be my spiritual doctor. Dr. Jyll, I need a what, SMD, spiritual, or a, I don't know, I'd need a, oh, I could do SPH, spiritual psychic healer. I don't know. Katie feels centered. Good. I'm feeling good. But I can tell, like, this is just a really nice segue into a nice relaxing day. So hopefully a lot of you have that are calm, have a nice relaxing day planned. I'm going to stop talking to you guys. When I stop talking to you guys, I'm going to write my new moon wishes. Handwrite them like Jan Spiller taught me. This has been great. Wow. I'm really impressed with our trifecta of energies today. So I'll be really curious how you go the next couple weeks. And Dr. Jyll and Regina, now you feel warm because you did all that releasing and now you're getting back to your normal and maybe a little warmer than normal. I always get warm. I can't believe I can wear this today because normally the less clothes, the better, because I run so much energy, right? The heat and energy. I know, I'll answer to Dr. Jyll from now on. I know, like, I don't know. That is so funny. I'm trying to come up with a funny little title and I can't do it. Oh, Regina says, I've missed this group. I'm glad I made it. Yay! So I know a lot of you have missed us. So if you've missed some announcements, we've got a new Facebook group going on. I've been a little slacker-ish in being in it. Sorry about that. And it's called Soul Style, where we talk about not lifestyle, but soul style, which is vibrant living from the inside out. So of course it's going to cover intuition. I can't get away from intuition. So we're still talking about intuition and all the other stuff. So join us in there. And it's facebook.com/groups/soul style. And or you can just type in soul style and you'll find it. Or there's a link to it on this page, on the Facebook page. So join us over there because we're not in Ignite Your Intuition anymore. Things needed to change and shift up. So yay, Paige, Dr. Jyll. I know. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Paige says, I'm not seeing my therapist. I need energy healing. That really works. Yeah, it really does. I'm a huge fan of therapy. I spent many years in therapy in my early 20s and my late 20s. And I can tell you that there's a certain point, because I stayed with one therapist for 5 years after I had had 2 divorces. So I went in and I figured myself out in my early 30s and late 20s, early 30s. And I loved it. I mean, I love it though, because that's what I majored in college, was psychology and family science and how everything fits together. And it really had to do with my own personal life and my own family and stuff like that. So very powerful. But what was interesting is at the tail end, when I was kind of really slowing down, maybe going like maybe once a month, I can't even remember how I slowed down at the end of the therapy. But my whole point is around that time I was introduced, 2 things happened. One, my therapist started doing healing from the body level up, which was somebody's way of doing, it was a therapist that started doing EFT, emotional freedom technique, the tapping, in conjunction with her healing work with her clients and in therapy. And what happened was I had huge shifts coming out of that. And because we would track it, we would say, where do you feel you are? And I would start at like 100% awful. And then we'd take it down to 0. So it was really, really cool. And then that same year later, I was introduced to matrix energetics, which is the energy healing modality that I studied for like 5 years and was also a client of the person, Richard Bartlett, who founded and owned it and created it. And so he was here in Seattle. So I mentored with him and was a client of his. And it was amazing the difference of the shifting that occurred from energy healing versus therapy. And I will tell you why. The reason why, pointing at you guys, the reason why is because you're all up here talking in your emotions and you're talking and talking and talking about everything. And you are shifting. There are some things that are happening. But when the shifts really occur is when you actually like transform that energy. And what I found also is that things get stuck in our nervous system and in our cells. And, you know, there's some things in DNA from ancestral or past life stuff. And so, not past life stuff, but ancestral. So really getting that, finding that pattern and shifting it out, releasing it, transforming it, and creating something new in its place is really kind of where it's at. So I never really went back to therapy after that because I was getting too much out of energy healing. So that's my little story about counseling. But I still love counseling. Like I've even been like thinking lately of like, I would be neat to see a counselor again. Like, I like to go talk to somebody. They have to listen to me, right? Deb says, I'm so glad you do early lives. I work second shift. Oh, good. Well, it's funny because I was going to ask you all today about starting an hour later, but I didn't ever get to that today. Paige says she loves boot camp. It's another good segue into one last little commercial break about the More Galore Radical Love Boot Camp starting on July 15th, running for 6 weeks. I know, don't freak out, but it's a really intensely gentle program, I will say, because we just did the one for abundance. And the reason why is because we do energy healing, we do belief busting. In this one, we're going to do a universal love activation that my guides have been teaching me. And we do journaling, we do visualization, we do vision boards. And we're going to actually, in this one, we're doing a love life review. So I am talking about relationships, but I'm talking about feeling love in your life. Like, how have you felt love in your life, or have you felt love in your life? And what have been your experiences with love? And we're going to dissect them and figure out what our love patterns are, or relationship patterns. And I just do need to make a little side note. This isn't necessarily like a come to the boot camp where we're going to get you ready for a relationship. This isn't necessarily a relationship love boot camp. However, what we discovered in the abundance boot camp that we just finished is that while we were talking about abundance, it overflowed into all these other areas. So what will happen is, as we heal these love wounds, this, do you feel deserving? Do you feel worthy of it? How have you loved yourself? That's going to be the number one thing we work on. Then it's going to spill over, obviously, into relationships. We are going to be clearing your past relationship patterns and experiences energetically, okay? So join us there. You're so welcome, Pamela. Good to see you. Katie says, I too find out that energy healing helps better than talk therapy. Yes, thank you for that. And I actually do a little of both. Dr. Jyll, like I do a little of both in the session. We can dig in a little bit and connect the dots, and then we do the energy. Yay, Paige is there. Regina says I might need that. Oh, Regina, that would be really good for you. Well, of course. Deb says, sounds like just what I need. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. This boot camp thing is new to me, but I'm loving it. My guides channeled in early May, channeled in the abundance boot camp, and now I'm just tweaking it and creating different ones from the same, foundation. But I'm just loving it. And you know why? Because it has everything that I love to do. So it's super fun. We do healing, we do belief busting, we do zapping. Oh yeah, we do zap it ups in there. So yeah. So anyway, guys, this has been super fun. I'm going to go relax now. What are you guys going to do? I'm gonna go relax. Oh no, wait. First, I'm writing my new moon wishes and getting more water because I'm almost out. I need a bigger bucket. Yes, yes, yes. You're so welcome, Regina. I was so happy to see you. I know, and you guys have, well, you already know, I've hardly been on Facebook, so I apologize if I've been missing interacting with you guys. I just haven't been able to do it. I just don't want to do it anymore. I just don't want to do it. Katie's going to create and blog today in memory of my dad. Oh, nice. That's a good thing to do. I need to blog. Katie, do you want to do an ultimate blog challenge starting July 1st? They do it 4 times a year. If you want to do it, you blog every day and like comment on each other's blogs. Deb's going to get ready for work. You're so welcome. Hopefully you can, I feel like you'll be fine. I just checked on you, Deb. I'm like, I hope you're not too relaxed for work. You'll be okay. Anetta's going to do a video vision board today. Oh, I like that. For yourself personally or class or something. So then what, you could have it be what your background, how are you going to use that? I want to know how you're going to use that. A barbecue for Katie. That sounds good. Are you having good weather in Boulder? You guys have been seeing little RVs, so get ready for our road trip. Emily says cucumber water in my journal and hammock swing. Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds good. Tell your journal I said hi, or tell your people in your journal that I said hi. I want to be in your journal. I'm a dork. I'm starting to perk up now after our calming. Kelly's going to do things at home. You're welcome, Kelly. Awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. This was fun. So different. So different. I kind of am digging how they're changing the Zap It Ups lately. Katie says it's overcast, but really nice. I'm on the porch painting my nails. Good. Annetta says, for myself and family, you do like a slideshow with sentences under the photos and put music in the background. Very cool. I got a visual because my mom has her desktop background. I don't know how she did this. Background, maybe it's her screensaver, but it's her pictures. It's everything under her photo album. So she travels a lot, and so she likes to see like all the places she's traveled. So that's kind of what I saw for you, was like a rotating thing. I love that. And then you can put your powerful sentences underneath. Hearts back to you, Regina. Emily's like, I will. Emily's putting me in her journal. Woohoo! I've arrived. And now I can move forward because my 15 minutes of fame and her journal have come. Yay! And I'd like to be referred to as Dr. Jyll in the journal, please. Just kidding. All right, and apparently it just up levels manifesting big time. I can see that. I'm not a huge video person, but I could see that with that shifting. Absolutely. You're welcome, Esther. Have a good night's sleep. Oh, we must have lost Madeline. Okay, guys, thanks so much, and I will see you soon. Take care.